Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri Jaya Giri Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Giri Jaya Giri Jaya Yashoda Nandana Jaya Vardhana Yashoda Nandana Jaya Vardhana Yamuna Tirana Yamuna Tirana Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Swami, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Swami, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Subhadramai, Jai Sudarsana, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladev, Subhadramai, Jai Sudarsana, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna devotees. Welcome to Srimad Bhagavatam Zoom class ISKCON Seshadripuram temple. Today I have been instructed to proceed on 29th, 30th shloka of 16th chapter, third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we'll be discussing these two shlokas. So before that, Dandot Pranam to all the devotees here and Vidura Prabhuji also. So I will start now discussions on that. So I'm just opening the shlokas. Okay. Third chapter, third canto, 16th chapter, 29th shloka. Bhagwan anugahavaha yatamma vaishtamastpusham brahma teja samarthopi hantum neche matam tume. Bhagwan, the Supreme Personality of God, Anugav, to his two attendants, Aha said, Yata, depart from this place, Ma, let there not be, Vrishtam, fear, Astu, let there be, Sam, happiness, Brahma, of the Brahman, Teja, the curse, Teja, the curse, Samartaha, being able, Api, even, Hantum, to nullify, Na Iche, na, do not desire, Matam, approved, to, on the contrary, me, by me. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Lord then said to his attendant Jaya and Vijay, depart this place, but not fear. All glories unto you. Though I am capable of nullifying the Brahmana's curse, I would not do so. On the contrary, it has my approval. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. As explained in connection with text 26, all the incidents that took place had approval of the Lord. Ordinarily, there is no possibility that four sages could be so angry with those doorkeepers. Nor could the Supreme Lord neglect his two doorkeepers, nor can one come from Vaikunta after once taking birth there. All these incidents, therefore, were designed by the Lord himself for the sake of his pastimes in the material world. Thus, he plainly says that it was done with his approval. Otherwise, have it would have been impossible for inhabitants of Vaikunta to come back to this material world simply because of Brahminical curse. The Lord especially blesses the so-called culprits. The Lord especially blesses the so-called culprits. All glories to a devotee once accepted by the Lord can never fall down. That is the conclusion of this incident. I'm good. I'll complete next slok also and come back for the discussion. एतत्प्रैव निर्दिष्टं रमया कृद्या यदा पुराववारिताद्वारि विशन्ति मय्युपारते. Etat, this departure, pura, formerly, eva, certainly, nirdishtam, foretold, ramaya, by Lakshmi. Krudya, furious. Yada, when. Pura, previously. Apavarita, prevented. Dwari, at the gate. Vishanti, entering. Mai, as I. Uparate, was resting. Translation by Prabhupada. His departure from Vaikuntha was foretold by Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune. She was very angry because when she felt she left my abode and then returned, you stopped her at the gate while I was sleeping. There is no description here, so we'll go back to our shloka. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमदे जयपताका स्वामिनिति नामने नमो आचार्य पदाय निताय कृपा पदाय गौरभक्ताय नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमदे भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेष शून्यवादी प्रसत्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे राम राम श्री गोपाल की जय। भगवान अनुगव आहा यातम मा वैष्टमस्तु सम ब्रह्म तेज समर्थोपि हेन्तु निश्चय मतम तुमे। The Lord then said to attendant, Jai Vijay, depart from this place, but not fear. All glory is unto you. Though I am capable of nullifying the Brahmana's curse, I would not do so. On the contrary, it has my approval. I'll pull back the. Okay, so we know the incidents. I mean, this event, whatever is going on here, since last this chapter deals with Jai Vijay. Who are the doorkeepers. So I will not get into more details, but we just have recap. So like this is like Lord Brahma is explaining as a at a broad level. Lord Brahma is explaining to demigods about the visit of Kumaras, 4 Kumaras to the Vaikuntha lokas, and then they wanted to meet Lord, and when they were trying to do so, at the gate of the Lord, 2 doorkeepers were there, Jaya and Vijay. They prevented the Kumaras to, because Lord was inside and they were taking rest. So obviously the 4 Kumaras, actually they are Brahmanas or ultimately Vaishnavas, and they got a little bit angry on that because obviously they were exalted personalities and they were not expecting doorkeepers to prevent them going inside, because they had exalted position and Vaishnavas. So they felt offended and they cursed Jai Vijay to go get into material world. But this is a incidence, and then after that Lord appeared there, and he actually conquered the decision of cursing the Jai Vijay by Kumaras, in the sense because they were Brahmanas and Lord will support, or Lord will not let the words of his devotees, go waste. So Lord was supporting, and he was also thinking sort of offense. And then we'll discuss this shloka, what exactly, how to really see these incidents as is it really offense. So a lot of nicely explained by Prabhupada, so we'll get into detail. But basically, this is incidents, and then they cursed, and Jai Vijay were, and then Lord approved it. Lord said, yes, you offended the Brahmanas, your devotees. So, and then they left. 4 Kumaras left from that, and then Lord is continuing some discussion with Jai Vijay, and this is that shloka where it says that, like, yes, Lord is saying, you go now to material world as cursed by those Brahmanas. Don't, and he's telling, do not fear. That's very important. That's very important. Do not fear. And why he's saying that is what exactly we'll discuss today. So basically, and this is And the next shloka, Lord is telling again Jai Vijaya that actually it has got earlier connection of earlier incidents, similar incidents where Jai Vijay sort of stopped Lakshmi Devi to enter into because Lakshmi Devi is always with Lord Vishnu or Lord. How come she got prevented? So she has gone out. I mean, there is not much description on the purport in form of purport, but what we could gather from various basically she went out for some probably some work. Okay, it can be anywhere. It may be to bring some vegetables anyway, just to put it that way, because it's not. They are all self. So anything it can be. Just she went out and then she wanted to come back and Jai Vijaya, sort of again prevented her getting into the this thing. So she cursed them, saying that yeah, so you have to go to metal. So anyway, what we have to see here is apparently it looks like um, very difficult to comprehend this. How Lakshmi ji will curse Jai Vijaya, how Jai Vijaya will do such a mistake because they are all Vaikuntha Vasis. They are all devotees. They are not only liberated soul, but they are devotees. How Lord also will be accepting this? How four Kumaras, who are actually again devotees, Vaishnavas, such example, how they will curse for such a small thing. The all incidents looks like a little bit difficult to comprehend for our common brain, I will say, or with our understanding. And it's obvious because Vaikuntha means basically all are flawless, no mistakes. And why small offense, or it's not even offense also because they were doing their duty. They are gatekeepers. Gatekeepers are supposed to put a check on who is getting this. So they were their duty. So Prabhupada explains very clearly here that basically I just read exactly the wording. Ordinary, there is no possibility that four sages could have been so angry with doorkeepers, nor could the Supreme Lord neglect his two doorkeepers, nor one can come back from Vaikuntha after taking the air. So, therefore, all these incidents were designed by Lord himself for the sake of his pastimes in the material world. Clearly, Prabhupada explained. So, this is a part of Leela of the Lord. So, Leela of the Lord means basically, and it's in material world. So of course, this particular incident is in spiritual world, Vaikuntha, but the Leela has to happen in material world. What is that Leela? Because that's all, that is the birth of two big demons. Okay. And Lord were to give lot of, lot of things has to happen. Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. And that is the, recap of this story where Lord Brahma started telling the demigods who got afraid when Diti was about to give birth to these children of the two demons. And Diti is basically Diti and Kashyap Muni. So, and this is all happening at the creation, at the sort of creation of where these things are happening. Kashyap Muni is one of the Rishi or Muni who has taken part into creation, help Lord Brahma to do the creation. This is all some chapters back. This is the overall. So pastimes of Lord is happening here because these are Jai Vijay ultimately were trained to Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, and then another two births, and they got liberated ultimately. And that's what it's Lord's pastime. It's because Ramana is, lot of things has to happen to Hiranyakashipu. Lord has to come to the earth, and then he has to exhibit his pastimes, Lord Nrsimha or Vara Avatar, and then lot of scriptures and lot of things has to happen. So it is pleasing to devotees. It's not only it's not only killing of demons. So pastime is not restricted to killing of demons. That he can do, Lord can do through his Maya potency. He can easily kill any sort of demon within a second. But then he comes personally to demonstrate what is required for human being or what is required for soul, what soul should do in this material world. So basically material world means basically we know it is all due to our the whole creation process also is explained. It's all our false ego where we want to enjoy independent of Lord. That's the crux of the whole fall down. So we have fallen down from the spiritual world due to this tendency. We have got minute independence, and we utilize that minute independence in a wrong way, misutilize, I will say, to separate from Lord and have that independent, enjoyment, independent of Lord, which is the cause of our fall down, right? So we are in the material world, which is just teeny cloud on the clear sky. Clear sky is like spiritual world, and material world is like a cloud which keeps coming and going, keep destroying and created, destroying and created. There is no end to that. And living entities keeps, sort of getting tossed in this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. So Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi is for one body, then it gets merged. Again, they gets into hibernation sort of state with this material world, in the living entity material world, and again they gets created. Lord Brahma also remains within Lord Brahma's life. Many times we get created, I mean manifested and unmanifested souls, and then Lord Brahma also get destroyed, material also get destroyed. Again it starts. So it's a sinusoidal. It's the perennial thing. It keeps happening and destroying, happening and destroying. So there is no until we till individual soul gets liberated from this material world. So this goes on. Now, what is the possibility of living entity to come out of this? It is only by loving the establishing our connection with the Lord through loving exchanges. That is the only possibility of coming out of material world, because that is the absence of loving relationship is a disease. So once we get into loving relationship through Bhakti Marga to Lord, automatically the liberation happens. It's not only liberation for that way. Liberation means actually we get established into a natural constitutional position, which is loving, serving the Lord. So this is a purpose or intention of the whole material creation. So everything required for this is facilitated in the material world by Lord through his agents. Demigods are there to control this material nature, provide, supply the human being necessities for bodily level or mental level. Everything is living entity would like to have tendencies, would like to know. He has got tendencies to enjoy the body and bodily related matter. So obviously all the facilitation is given. We have got given senses. We have got this body, beautiful body in terms of its purpose and objective. If you really see, of course it gets destroyed. So everything is facilitated by Lord, so that we can complete our quest of enjoying the material world, which is a wrong thing, but we cannot suddenly get into that level. So continue for some time this sense enjoyment, because anyway you have to fulfill the needs. But ultimately understand that there is no substance into this material enjoyment, and understand that properly with conviction. Realize that yes, ultimately I am a living entity, I am a spirit soul, there is a super soul, there is a Bhagwan, and I need to get connected to him and ultimately go back to this material world. And that is why pastime. So while doing that, it is facilitated by not only this so-called material world and all that, it's facilitated by scriptures. It is facilitated by Lord's Leelas, who himself comes, or he comes to various avtaras, various types of avtaras, he himself directly comes. And he himself demonstrates how to love Lord. I mean, how this is me. He's saying he is me. I am Bhagwan. You come to me. I am here. He demonstrates pastime, which gives pleasing things to devotees, and even and slowly people get attached to him. And scriptures are there, who is like a his instructions how to do this. And then of course spiritual masters and sampradayas represent Lord also in one way to facilitate this process and take living entity. So it's a whole machinery or whole I will say the mechanism to ultimately the purpose is to take living entity back to spiritual world. That's the whole objective. And anything and any living entity who does this objective very clearly, who supports this objective, who implement this objective very clearly, always helped by Lord. Lord will never allow him to get disturbed. Bhakta pranashyati. Means Lord is telling that you be assured that my bhakta will never get perished. Perished in the sense spiritually perished. Body may get perished or material life may get perished. But he will never get perished in from spiritual point of view, means he will be always taken care. So that is the assurance of Lord, and that is what is appearing here in this talk. Also, he's telling Jaya Vijaya, okay, you go to material world. Don't worry, I'm there. You will not get perished. You will come back to me. Just to execute the lila, because Lord has to do lila. Lila, as I discussed, lila is considered typically killing of bad element, demon. That's very apparent thing. And even the demons who participate in that also most of many times are the Lord devotees, and they take that role. That's through by love. So Jai Vijay were the devotees, obviously, and they took that role. And it's Lord wanted to take that role, and he sort of arranged this whole curse, four Kumaras and all that, and then it happened, and then they came here, and then Nakshir, and we know the further story on that. So it was a big thing. So Prahlada gave so much instruction, right? Bhakta Prahlada has Prahlad Maharaj has given so much, so many instruction in Bhagavatam. That is the real substance of life. So Lord want to demonstrate this through his lila many things, and the person who actually studies this lila, participate in lila, or study the lila, or whatever way he is actually liberated, or he gets ultimately goes to not even liberation, gets that service, I mean loving exchange with Lord. So he gets that permanent benefit of surrendering to Lord. So that's the whole purpose, correct? So this is what we need to understand. The devotees are always taken care by Lord. So here Lord Krishna, Lord is actually not allowing his words of his devotees, poor Kumara's words, to, he is following his words rather. He is making sure, yeah, what they cursed him, yes, okay, Lord is approving, okay, you curse them. But he is assuring his Jai Vijay also that you don't worry, you just go and do participate in my lila. You will be taken care. So he's taking care of other devotees also. So that's the magnanimity of the Lord. So basically, he's so everything you can see Lord's pastimes. In pastimes, he started here itself. So everything we can see, he's sort of very wisely handling the situation. He's telling, yes, you are cursed, so you need to go through. But in he's telling Jai Vijay, okay, you don't worry, I'll take care of it. It's part of my pastime. He's telling four Kumaras also. Four Kumaras also probably got baffled. Oh, how come Lord is approving this? They also for some time would have started thinking, oh, is it really Lord is praising us, or is actually sort of sarcastic us? Because he suddenly say, yes, yes, you are right, actually. Yeah, my doorkeepers are done the mistake. So that will also, but anyway, and they also get satisfied. The poor Kumara also, after Lord gives them a lot of instructions and a lot of good this thing. So they also get satisfied and leave the place there. So we can understand here many things. So like he forgives the offenses also. He forgives the offenses. He doesn't forget his duties. So typically, if you see in material world, since we are discussing in material world, there are laws of karma. Material world means laws of karma. Simple. Means you do good karma, you will get good pious activity, you will get good, you will enjoy so-called enjoyment. higher standards of enjoyment, material enjoyment. You get bad, you do bad thing or do sins, we suffer, and it goes on perennially. It goes on, and we get tossed throughout. And these are the laws of karma doesn't get deviated by any means. They act perfectly through the agency of Lord Maya. That is Maya Devi, and there is no exception to this. It's not that, oh, this fine day, okay, this person has done some bad thing, okay, leave it, take it, chhod do. I said it doesn't happen that way. Whatever we have done is precisely, it will be coming back to us. We have to go through that. We have to go through that. So that's why one of our acharyas is saying, whatever good or bad you do, and whatever bad and good and bad thing, they will come to you without any effort. Good things will come to you without any effort. Bad things will come to you. That is nothing but our past karma. It's well, this thing, I will say, maintain, record maintain, and it just, we are just going through that. So material world is purely driven by laws of karma that way. But this is for non-devotees. This is for the people who are not at all transcendent, who don't have any transcendental connection, any scriptural connection, not connected to any authorities or spiritual authorities. They are just doing by their own, basically materialistic or Nevadis or whatever you call, other than devotees, other than transcendentalists, I will say. They are all driven by laws of karma. So, but here, if you see, Lord is actually intervening here. Of course, it was in Vaikuntha, but and material world also, Lord has intervened, and He has given assurance even in Bhagavad Gita and many places in the Vedic, through Vedas or many Puranas. He has given assurance that whoever surrenders to me, means who will surrender to Lord? Devotee will surrender. So whoever is surrender to Lord is devotee, partially or advanced, whatever. Advanced, maximum full surrender means very advanced devotees. By partial surrender, we are still in the process of slowly increasing. We are at the early phase of. But whatever may be the case, once we decide to surrender, even the slightest intention of surrender is enough for us to continue, go back to God. But we have to increase that, of course. So Lord gives that assurance that whoever surrenders to me, Sarvadharmam Parityaja. Sarvadharmam Parityaja means surrender. We have to reject all so-called dharmas. Reject means not physically reject, but you have to reject from our consciousness. Suppose I'm an engineer. That doesn't mean surrender means Sarvadharma means I have to leave the engineer and then surrender. Of course, that is the best thing to do. But even though I'm not able to, but I should not keep thinking that I'm engineer, I'm this, like that. That's a problem there. That's a consciousness, material consciousness. We should say that we should reject all those bodily and bodily related dharmas, so-called dharmas, religions, and all that, and we have to come to the final religion or final parodharma is surrendering to Lord. Sarvadharmam paridhyam mamekam sharanam antum. So Lord Krishna is telling, I will take care of it. Means what essentially Lord is telling that I will take care of means what? What will happen to our karmas and his karma phalas? It means those will be nullified, or they will be, Lord is intervening it here. He is showing the intention of intervening in our karma phalas, provided we are surrendering, and provided we are not further purposely or knowingly doing the intentions of doing the sins. Otherwise, it's not. Otherwise, it's not that way. Okay. Lord is so. I'm so-called devotee, and I'll keep doing whatever I want, and then Lord will forgive. No, it doesn't work that way. Of course, we keep doing these things. Sins or this so-called material enjoyment. Keep doing because that's a habitual part. But the intention or consciousness should be to slowly get attached to Lord and understand the uselessness of the this material enjoyment and material world. That intention has to be there, and we should, of course, even though let there be intention, but it has to be guided by acharyas, or it has to be guided by our gurus. It doesn't happen that okay, I have got good intention and then I will do. No, it doesn't happen by our. No way we can get into devotional service without intervention of Guru, who is a representation of Lord. So Lord is actually intervening. through his representative, right? And whatever, through his scripture, through his direct leela, whatever you call, he is there around us. If we want help, he is there around us throughout. In whatever form we, or whatever form he want to intervene, or whatever form we feel, whatever may be the case, but he's there. So if we follow the instructions of acharyas and work under their guidance, we fully surrender to them, this is possible. Means this intervention in the laws of karma is possible. That is what exactly this purport also says. And the whole, this incidence is past time of Lord. Prabhupada brings us time. This is a past time. Past times first to happen in material world. It has started from there. Jai Vijay will go to material world, and three birds are related to various. We know the stories like Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj, and then Hiranyaksha, Lord Varaj. So all incarnation has to come. Then in Mahabharata, these two character appears, and then then they get liberated in Mahabharata less time. Okay, so so this is a, and the next next look, as I mentioned, basically it's just earlier history of how Lakshmi cursed Jai Vijay. Again, that is also past time, because why Lakshmi ji will curse? But again, it's a past time, and she wanted them to, go to material world, because, and then this incident, Lord made it happen. This is which is pre-approved, and then here the thing starts. So this is the this is what this thing in this two in this incident is saying, and that is what I wanted to share. Maybe I will request Prabhuji to further add or correct it, and then we can get into question answer session also. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nothing specific from me. We can go for question answers.
Yeah. Okay. So any questions? Any questions or any comments, suggestion?
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the nice class. Like you summarized it so well. Like what is the entire mechanism, like how God has arranged for all the jivas to all the souls to go back to Godhead. So it was a very good like recap, and we at least for me, like I have to keep reminding myself why what is this. So it was very 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 what do you say, to the point, and uh, just what was needed was there. Thank you, Prabhu.
No. Thanks, Mataji. One more point before we take next question. I was just reading somewhere. I mean, what I mentioned is material world is driven by karma, laws of karma, and Lord actually indirectly intervenes. He is not directly intervening, and that is basically, so to put it in a proper wording. So basically, Lord is he's a witness for all our activities. Obviously, he's a sanctioner of activity also. Nothing can happen without his sanction, good or bad, whatever. I'm talking about material world. But this is for typical non-devotees or typical mass of people who are not devotees or who are not intending to be devotees. But it is very clearly told in Shastras, and you see the whole incidences, throughout incidences or various stories, Puranas, as per Shastras. When in case of devotee, if he is sincere, Lord actually intervenes. So it's maybe direction. So basically, witness, sanctioning, and direction. So in case, so this was very, I like this very putting in a very that devotee was putting in a very at least I liked it very much to how to interpret it. So in case of non-devotees or general material world people, Lord only is the observer or witness and sanctioner. So based on his karma, he will sanction this, and this happens indirect, automated mode, or indirect, not direct. But Lord directly intervenes in case of devotees, so he directs also. So suppose I'll just elaborate little bit. Suppose somebody is a devotee and he's not taking spiritual life very, he's going to that some level and then it's not going further. And then he's, of course, he's attached to Guru. Some point of time, the good, material prosperity might be the constraint, might be the obstacle. So Lord will give situation in such a way that all those material obstacles are taken away. So as per the laws of karma, he's supposed to get material opulences. But actually it will be taken out or it will be given in such a way that he comes back to Lord again. So that's the direction. So and that is one crude way of putting the thing, but he will direct through our thinking also because he is super soul. I mean, knowledge comes from Lord. Smruti, remembrance come from Lord, and forgetfulness come from Lord. So all this, through all this combination of this, Lord may guide us. As a Chaitya Guru, we can say, we say Chaitya Guru. He guides us. So whatever may be the way of intervening, but actually directs us if we are actually trying to surrender to Lord. That's the whole thing I wanted to mention, because that devotee was mentioned in a very proper way to work. So if we are becoming slowly devotee, we can expect some direction from Lord, which is what we want. One is scriptures, Guru. Of course they are there. In additionally, also Lord also will direct us. Okay. So the summary here is, if you surrender to Guru, everything is taken care. That's a very basic thing. That's a very simple thing, because he will take care in terms of guiding us. But then this is the way to look at it. So just why I wanted to make that one. Any further questions from Prabhuji Mataji?
No, Prabhu, may I, like, on the same thing, if I could ask something? So, like you said, can you elaborate on the sanction? Like, the Lord is observing, but like how he like also sanctions us from doing what we should not be doing. Like, like sometimes, like I'm
Yeah.
not talking about devotees. Like in general, like a soul will do good things also and bad things also. Like, so is it also the sanction of the Lord to do allow him to do the whatever sin or something he is committing?
Yes, Mataji, I got the question. It's a very nice question, Mataji. Yes, Mataji, good or bad, so-called good, so-called bad in material world is also sanctioned by Lord. But we should understand one thing. See, actually, majority people will get confused here, which we also, at least I still getting confused on that. But we have to go by Shastras. So what Shastras says basically, or what our Acharya says. See, he sanctions because see, we have got minute independence, and it is our desire. Good or bad is different thing, but there are some desires. So we have got some sinful desires, and we want to do that activity. Lord sanctions that because he doesn't want to interject in that minute independence given to us. Now there are 2-3 ways of looking at it. He sanctions probably us to do that. Doesn't mean he's supporting that. Doesn't mean that. It's not that way. It is our desire. He doesn't want to. It's only thing that he doesn't want to intervene our minute independence up to some limit, at least for a general mass of people where they are not devotees. But that doesn't mean anything and everything we can do. No, not that way. Suppose I have got some bad desire. Suppose I develop some demonic desire and I want to rule the world, something like that I say, and I have to kill the people and all that. Doesn't mean I'll be able to rule the world just like that. Not that everybody will be able to do. Even bad things also everybody will not be able to do to that level. No, very few people also have gone to that extent of highest level of doing bad things. Very few. Everything will not get sanctioned because it's all about his karma, is about desires, and Lord only sanctions means he doesn't approve that way. He doesn't approve in principle, but he sanctions, okay, you do, and find out, and then you have to face your karma reaction also. But in that process, he will protect others. He will try to protect others, or it's all very complicated. But what I am trying to say here is, Lord's sanction doesn't mean he's liking it or is approving it. No, he's just sanctioning your desire and your karmas, and whatever you deserve, that much only you will give, and remaining will not be allowed. And then, but you have to face that karma again, the results of bad thing. You have to face that, and it's all very complex cycle of karmas and karma phala. It's very difficult to comprehend what is there behind that particular activity or behind that person's this thing. But this is the way to look at it. So he is a sanctioner means yes, actually nothing happens. No, not even blade of grass goes without his permission. So that way he is the ultimate sanctioner. But that doesn't mean he wants that. But he doesn't want to intervene your freedom, minute freedom, to some extent. But that also will be restricted in terms of what maximum can happen in that activity. So it's all very complex thing. I try to put it this way. Maybe Prabhuji can also add. But this is the way to see it, Mataji.
Yeah, actually, very nice answer, Prabhu. See, basically, for example, if there is air, right, the air is there for everyone to use. And whether you are good or bad, you will still be able to use that air. That's a common principle in this material universe. So if you can call that sanctioned by the Lord, but if that air, was only for the good people or the bad people, it is not like that. The same thing is, if the air is there, the air can also be sometimes, spreading the fire. Right? For example, there is a fire. Ideally, if air is sucked up from that place, then the fire will be extinguished. But the air is there, it is precipitating the fire. But then that is also given by the Lord. So in that sense, it's a sanction. It is not that the Lord actually wants that fire to happen, but it is there. It is a principle of this material world that, this air is there, whether for good or bad. The person who's using it, he has to use his discretion. And like Prabhu said, if you are using it in the wrong way, it is your, you have to bear the consequences of that. So, the whole thing is, you came here because you disobeyed, right? I mean, you means I'm saying, including me, when we say, see, the Lord should have prevented this. He should not authorize. He should not allow people to do bad things. If you said, if that is the case, then we should not have even been allowed to come out here and enjoy what we wanted to enjoy, right? So that means there is no material world at all. People, when the initial thought that I should be independent of the Lord, when that comes only, if the Lord has actually beaten us, and said, nothing doing, you have to surrender, you have to simply be here and then serve me. That's all. You don't have any choice. If he doesn't do that, he says, okay, that doesn't mean he wants us to go and suffer here. But then we are adamant, no, I want to go, I want to be independent of you, I want to enjoy. Okay, out of force, basically we are forcing the Lord, not that he is forcing us. We are forcing the Lord to say, okay, no, I want to go away from you. Therefore, we are coming here and he's creating this facility. So in that sense, we have the sanction to come from there to here, right? It's mentioned very beautifully in that purport also. He says, one who is there in the Vaikuntha Loka cannot come down here. Then how did we come down in the original place? Sometimes we may not have been there in the first place. All those things are very, very complicated. But nonetheless, if you are desiring to come back, Prabhupada said, someone who wants to go back from Vaikuntha, can he not come down? Then Prabhupada said, if you are forcing the Lord, then you will be able to come down. If you see that word, it said, because of this Brahmanical, for a small thing like a Brahmanical curse, a person cannot come down from Vaikuntha Loka. That's how Prabhupada is writing. But still, if you want to come, Krishna will not stop you, right? That's not a jail. It's a very free place where you take a decision willingly to be in loving, like Prabhu mentioned, willingly being in loving relationship with the Lord. But if whatever reason we are not willing, Krishna says, okay, if that is what is your thing, with regret I'm sending you. That's how he is saying that, right? With regret I'm allowing you to go there. Similarly, with regret he is sanctioning it, not that he wants to sanction. Just like we do, right, for your children. When the children is so adamant about something, you may still concede, right? You may say, okay, I will give it to you, but I'm not at all happy, right? We do that. Why? Because we don't want to force the child, because we know forcing does not help at any point in time. The realization should come for the person. I don't know if you all know Tamil, there is something, one song is there, of course it's a film song, it says, Thirudanai paarthu thirunda vittal thiruttai olika mudiyadhu. That means if the thief does not change himself, you cannot, stop the thievery in this world, right? You can have jails, you can give punishment, but unless the reformation happens from within for each of the citizen, thievery will continue to happen. Therefore, the transformation has to happen. You have to give the facility for them to transform. And that is what the Lord is doing also, that he is giving us the facility, not that he wants us to be a thief. But then if we chose to be, he is putting guidelines. Okay, if you want to thief, yes, you have my sanction, of course, without my approval, but you will have to bear the consequences. Prabhu mentioned that very clearly. You have to go through the difficulties. Okay, in the process, someone else is getting hurt, so that's where our questions come. Okay, but then am I allowed to disturb another person because of this one? So how can the Lord allow that? So that's something, the Lord in a way protects. Prabhu also mentioned that protects, but then it's also the other person's desire that he wants to go out in this jungle and take a risk. The Lord did warn you there, right? If you go there, that's a very dangerous problem. Okay, but then we said, no, I don't care. You don't worry, Baba. Just don't be on me. I will manage. I know how to manage. And so when you are out there, there are dangers for that person also. So, that person also has taken to dare to come here and face things without the help of Lord, right? That is his wish in one sense. So you can't say, then why did the Lord not protect? The Lord told you that if you go there, there's a problem, don't go there. But you said, no, I will manage, Baba. Don't be on me all the time. Don't be supervising me. I can manage. I'm a grown-up person also. Okay, so in that process, that person also gets into trouble when he's facing with higher adversaries, right? Someone is wanting to hurt him, and he's exposed because he's not wanting the protection of the Lord. In that sense, he also deserves it. But then the Lord just does this there also by giving counter karma, so that if I'm hurt, then I am given the right to hurt you back again, that way. So the Lord is perfect in every way, and it's we who are actually asking for a trouble. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Thanks, Prabhuji. Clearly
Thank
explains.
you, Prabhuji. So, yeah, it was wonderfully answered. Yeah, thank you so much.
The more you think about it, the perfection of Lord is there.
Sorry, Prabhu. Sorry.
The more you think about it, you realize the perfection of Lord in every aspect comes out. Only thing is our realization opens up as we progress.
Yes.
Hare
Yes, Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. So wonderfully you answered the question. Yeah, I'll try to write it down and think about having.
Hare Krishna,
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So Prabhu, the very fact that he has made this arrangement for us, like this entire material world and everything, so itself is like a anumati, I mean the permission only, right? Like in a way.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
Mataji, we can see it this way also. There's simple example. There are wine shops in the given nation, right? It's not that government want us to go and take wine, right? But there is a discount given, to some extent concession given. Okay, you guys will not listen. Some guys will not listen anyway, so they have to have wine.
Yes.
So they will go, but it has got its own nuances and lot of taxes, and it has got its bad effects, and that warnings are given. But it is there because some people want it.
And in spite of that, if we want to do it, is our will.
Yeah, it's your will. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
In spite of having all the warnings and everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Because anyway, otherwise, if we don't, in a practical sense, I'm talking about material point of view, in practical sense, if we suppress everything, people will vent in some other way, which will be more dangerous. Some concession is given, but that is only to satisfy that question. It is expected that slowly people will come out of that. And then the mass of the people may not like to have it, so they are not affected that way. So it's all very complicated. But Prabhuji used that. clearly told, it's a bit complicated, but that is a way to see it in the way Prabhuji explained it. Yes.
Right, right. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Thank you. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I would like to intervene here. Probably, don't you think it is the effect of Maya that is intervening in the life? That depends on us whether we involve Maya into it or we are taking care, going against it. When there is
If I
involvement of
understand the question, yeah, Prabhuji.
when there is an involvement of Maya in life, that depends on us whether we are going with Maya or taking care of going against Maya or something that a person commits
So
some wrong
Prabhuji,
thing.
so Prabhuji, what I understood is, yeah, there is an involvement of Maya, but it's all about us, Prabhuji. Maya is only facilitating us, whatever we do, good or bad. Okay, Maya is only facilitating. It's not that Maya is telling you to do bad thing. No, no, no. We want it, Maya is facilitating, then it has got its own rules. Once you get into that, it has got its own rules. So we have to follow that. So if you do bad things will come. If you do good things, that is Maya will facilitate that. But it's ultimately us only, our consciousness or our desire only is a good cause of everything. Maya is only facilitating. Maya will not tell you to do bad things. No, no, no. We say Maya is Maya's influence, but it's you wanted that influence. You means all of us, like we want that influence. We want to get influenced by Maya, we'll get influenced. If we don't want to get influenced, Lord, and surrender to Lord, Maya will not. But we have to surrender for that. But it is so complicated and we are so influenced that habitually things will come. That is there. Even though sometimes it's like this. Sometimes we know some people think some people are drunkards and they keep have a habit of drinking. But they at some point of they say, I want to leave it, but I'm not able to leave it. Who is responsible? So he may say, no, I want to leave it, but he's only responsible. But that is the way it works. That is the way it works. So it is all rules. But still, if you want to leave to reject the wine, he can do that. Maya is not that. Maya want to do bad things to us. No. I don't know whether I answered. Or first of all, I understood question, or is it okay, Prabhuji, or you
No,
have
no,
also.
you're right about it. But as long as the involvement of Maya is there, Maya always gives you a very rosy picture of everything in life. But that depends
Yes, Prabhuji.
whether we involve in that or not. It's left to us
Yeah.
to get away from it or involve into it.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So
It's up to us.
see, Maya is not something different from Krishna. Maya is the energy of Krishna, right? Now, our independence, because of which we are wanting to do so. When you came to this material world, see, there are only two options, Prabhu. One, directly be under the supervision of Krishna. Prabhu actually talked about it, right? Now, do you want to be directed by Krishna? He said now three cases. One is he's sanctioning, he's directing, he's also what was he saying? He was sanctioning. He will
Witness, sanction, and direction.
Witness, direction, and then facilitation. Now,
Yes.
direction is when you are agreeable for Krishna to do it. So when you are agreeing, actually you are under the direct control of Krishna. When you are not agreeing, you are under the indirect control of the Krishna, which is basically Maya. Maya means it's also Krishna's energy, but not directly controlled by Krishna, which means that Maya is there to facilitate you to enjoy whatever you want. But again, it's your desire, like Prabhu said. If you desire, I don't want to be under this illusionary thing, I want to be directly under Krishna, then it's your choice. But otherwise, you are given a choice because you want to enjoy that, right? See, Maya, these things are there, like, for example, drug is there. So we can say Maya is tempting me. No, Maya is there because if you want, your desire is there, you take it. But so many people don't even bother whether drug is there or not there. So it's not like Maya is tempting. Maya is giving facility because someone has a desire. But if you don't have a desire, you have nothing to do with that drug. But if you have a desire, that facility is there. So that's what it is. Maya is not trying to tempt, drug is not coming to dance in front of us. But I desire, when I desire, the drug dances in front of me,
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah. But if you can understand that as Maya is the facilitator, like, no, it provides things. If we take that something is very dear to us, then it will come and dance in front of us. So we may think, oh, Maya is not tempting me. Maya is not tempting me. It is there. But I am desiring that, therefore it is becoming big in my head.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you very much.
And as advanced devotees, Maya will test. That is to say whether, you really
Definitely.
are there. Sometimes I may act,
Definitely.
I am, perfect, I don't want, I will act. That time it will come and say, okay, let me test you once.
Yes.
It will come and give that opportunity at that time. Like it happened to many of them, right? So
Definitely.
that is the ultimate test of Krishna, which will come for those very highly advanced, but at least not for, 99% of the devotees.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very nice. Prabhu.
And the last snare of Maya, what Prabhu says, thinking that I am God. That is the last snare of Maya.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Prabhu.
So, Prabhu, based on this only, then how do we understand that, I've read few places that only we can have our free will if we associate with the mode of goodness of Maya. So, then in the other two modes, is it that so now you said the desire is most important and it is we who are acting, Maya is just facilitating. So, in those two modes, how we understand that we are ourselves acting and we are not forced to act in some way by Maya.
Okay. Mataji is very delicate question. And I'll try, Prabhuji also can act. No, so Mataji, see, first of all, it's very complex thing. Okay. So we need not, so my first sentence, then we'll get into more detail. My first thing, we should not worry too much on, oh, I am acting in this way or that way. Just follow the scriptures. Just follow the authorities. Whatever they told, just follow that work lifestyle or whatever you call, sadhana and other material lifestyle also and sadhana. And let's not worry because it's very complicated. Sometimes we will be acting under influence and sometimes we will be trying to act with free will. It's very complex because it's all already mixed. We are already inside this mind game. Okay. So sometimes just to simplify, sometimes mind may be driving us doing something and we may be thinking I am doing it. Sometimes we may be doing something and trying to control the and mind may be under control in that way, in that particular incident. That's fine. But next instant mind will overrule you. So let's not worry about thinking on a momentary basis. Oh, is it me or mine? It's always mind, and so we are already under grip of mind. So only thing that can take us away from all the influence of mind is basically is the agent through which all three modes acts. Correct? No, that's way. And even goodness also. It's not that goodness means everything will be all right there. Goodness is much more better, but it's not transcend. That is beyond sattva. I mean, Shuddha sattva we have to go. So all three modes will have influence of mind, and it will be very difficult for us to analyze on every moment basis. Oh, is it independent or no? It's very difficult. So don't worry too much on that. That's why mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, our Mahamantra will deliver us. Slowly we'll understand that we ourselves will be able to act as because we will come under the control of Lord Krishna or his internal potency. So it will guide it to us. So at any point of time we'll be under control, either under Maya or under Lord Krishna. So you are always under control. We are not independent at any point of time. But as we follow the scriptures, as we keep purifying ourselves, Mahamantra chanting, slowly that intelligence will come and will understand that yes, see, look, this is I am not under influence of mind for at least for some time, and slowly that will increase, which is not under influence of mind. So let's not worry too much analytically getting into every aspect because we'll go mad by that. It's very difficult to because mind is it's thousands of thoughts because it's all machinery which is working, which is a very delicate machine which we don't know. So just to give example, suppose we ate a food and it get digested. Do you really worry about it's going here, going to stomach? Now acid is getting mixed. No, it just works. We cannot think that way because it's not under our control. We are only utilizing user of the machine. So user of the machine doesn't worry about how machine works at a very micro level. No, he only know how to use the machine for the given purpose. Only
Correct.
we should respect that, and that is all given in Shastra. Work under guidance of Guru and keep chanting. Follow it. Slowly we get that realization that yes, we are coming out of, we are getting liberated from. We get that realization slowly. We can see that in day-to-day affair also. Earlier we used to get affected by some anger very heavily. Now we can say, oh, it doesn't affect me so much. To some extent, it affects. Like that, slowly we'll understand. I mean, that is my take on your question. If I understood the question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I
Thank you.
just want to add something here. See, it's a very simple thing. Independence and the three modes. How do you understand this? The three modes drive everything happening in this material activities. Understand it that way. Goodness, badness, whatever. For example, if I have a propensity to eat like very hot stuff, then it is the three modes which are affecting primarily the Rajas mode, which is acting on me, that I want to eat very, like, Rajasic food. That means very hard stuff, whatever. So that is driven by the three. Krishna says, right? Actually, the entire universe is running on the three modes, but you think you are the doer. I think you are coming from there. That's okay. So the material activities, whatever is happening by the three modes. It could be goodness, it could be sattva, rajas, or tamu. Okay. But even goodness is nothing great. In that sense, from material activity, right? As long as you are simply keeping goodness, but you are not being spiritual, there is no point. Right, getting good benefits, but you're still in the 14th planetary system, maybe mostly in the upper planetary system. That's okay, but that doesn't mean anything great. Just because you are a vegetarian, that doesn't mean you are great, right? You are not killing animals. Your goodness means you will eat vegetarian food. That is nothing great. Right? You are not killing, it's fine, but then that doesn't mean by eating plants in goodness you are great. You are still killing. So the point is, so anything in materially are driven by the three modes. Right. But independence is about spirituality. That means, are you having the do you use the free will to say, I want to now look at Krishna and try to go back, or I want to continue to remain in this material thing? Free will is not connected with any of these three modes. Even if you are very ignorant, you are in the Tamoguna also, you can have a desire to think, why these devotees are also nice. Why not I also try to be like that? That is free will. But I may be in a slum because of my guna, karma, whatever. But that does not stop me from taking up Krishna consciousness. Right. I may be passionate in eating, but that does not stop me from desiring for prasadam. That is free will. Right. We also have nice food in prasadam also, with sometimes little hot prasadam and all that. But still you take it as prasadam. That is free will. But if you choose, no, I only want that daba where where that fellow is fully sweating and giving me that, I want to have that, means that's karma. But if you say, no, I want to have nice prasadam only, okay, I still like little rajasic item, it's okay. But free will is about your intent to move towards spiritual life. That's all. Okay. Everything else is governed. You may still be ignorant. You may still be passionate. That is your karma, what to do. But can you, because of free will, choose that in Krishna's service? That is free. Right. Yes, Prabhu. Yes. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Sorry, I took so much time. It's already over 9 o'clock. Sorry, Prabhu. Thank you, but for answering so patiently, both of you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. This is meant for that, right? For devotees to join and then think over all these things deeply and come up with some kind of thing to move forward in spiritual life. So nice.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Anyway, after going to office also, there are questions, but there are useless questions, useless answers. This is worth spending time.
Thank you for your time, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. If there are no questions, should we allow?
Hare Krishna.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, dear devotees. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.